If you're watching this, don't skip. I tried to leave this house 17 times. The door opens. I see outside. I step through, and I'm back inside. Every time, I just found this phone in a closet. It already had a video on it, 47 minutes long. The man in it was me. I'm recording this before something resets again, because it does that. And when it happens, I forget how long I've been here. I found the listing on Craigslist. $700 a month, furnished. The photos looked normal, too normal, like stock images. I needed a place, fast. Job was gone. Lease ended the same week. This was the only thing that replied. The owner said he was out of state, told me to grab the key from a lockbox on the porch, said I'd have the house to myself. The house looked fine. I need you to understand that. Not abandoned, not creepy, just empty in a way I couldn't explain. Wood floors, high ceilings, a long hallway off the kitchen that felt longer when you stood at the end of it. There was a clock on the wall. It was ticking. I don't remember ever seeing the hands move. There was a calendar by the fridge. 2 years out of date. Same month, same week. Like nobody had turned the page. I almost took it down. I didn't. I don't know why. The first night I slept fine. When I woke up, the light through the window was gray. Maybe it was early morning. Maybe it was late afternoon. It didn't feel like either. My phone was at 4%. The date was the same day I arrived. I thought it glitched. Reset it manually. Made coffee. Tried not to think about it. I should have left right then. I didn't. It wasn't nothing. Second day. I needed food from the corner store. Put my shoes on, grabbed my keys, walked to the front door, turned the knob, stepped out. I was in the kitchen. Not outside. The kitchen. Standing in the middle of it. Shoes on, keys in my hand, facing the refrigerator. I didn't move for a while. Then I walked back and tried the front door again. Kitchen. I tried the back door, off the laundry room, hallway. I tried a window, ground floor, unlocked. I pushed it open, put one leg over the sill. I was sitting on the edge of the bed, both feet on the floor, shoes still on. I tried every door in the house, every window, 40 minutes of trying, every single time. I ended up somewhere else in the house. I sat down on the kitchen floor and I thought, okay, don't panic, think. What do I know for certain? The doors work, mechanically. They open, they close. The house doesn't stop me from moving. It just doesn't lead anywhere else. I checked the cabinets. There was food, a lot of it. Canned goods, dry pasta. The freezer packed full, enough for weeks. Someone stocked it. Then I checked under the sink. The inside of the cabinet door had scratch marks, deep ones, cut into the wood with something sharp. I counted them, 23. 4 groups of 5, then 3 singles. Someone had been keeping count. I didn't want to know what they were counting. But I already knew. I started searching the house. Properly this time. Every drawer, every shelf, behind every piece of furniture. I found the first note under the radiator in the bedroom. Folded. careful handwriting, like someone trying to stay calm. The doors work. That is not the problem. The problem is where they go. There were more. A lot more. Bedroom, 2 behind the dresser. Bathroom, 1 inside the medicine cabinet. Kitchen, 4, in the takeout drawer under the sink behind the refrigerator. Different handwriting, on every single one. Some neat, some shaking. One written so small, it was almost impossible to read, like they were trying to hide it in plain sight. One was written in what looked like dried blood. I told myself it was rust from the radiator. I still tell myself that. But they all said the same things. I tried every window. Same result. Day 9 or 12. I stopped knowing. Something moves in the walls at night. I've stopped going into the hallway after dark. That last one stopped me cold, because that night, my first night here, I heard something in the hallway. I thought it was the house settling. I told myself it was the house settling. There was one note. I had to read 4 times. I think we are the same person. I think every time one of us gets close to figuring it out, the house starts us over. If you find this, check the camera in the closet. Don't watch it alone. There was no one to watch it with. I went to the closet. Old phone, cracked screen, tucked between winter coats, plugged into a portable charger. One video in the camera roll. 47 minutes. I pressed play. The man on the screen was sitting on the edge of the bed. Gray shirt. I was wearing a gray shirt. He looked directly at the camera, eyes like he hadn't slept in days, like he was recording a will. If you're watching this, stay calm. I know what I'm about to tell you sounds wrong, but I need you to listen to all of it. You've been here before, not once, many times. The house resets. It takes everything, your memories, your count of the days, your sense of what's real, and it puts you back at the beginning. Every single time you start to figure it out, it starts you over. I stopped the video, looked at my hands. My right thumbnail was split, broken down the middle, jagged edge. I didn't remember doing that. I couldn't remember the last 3 days. Not missing time, not like a blackout. More like the memory of it just wasn't there. Like trying to recall a dream an hour after you woke up. I pressed play. The scratch marks under the sink, count them. I already had 23. When I found them in my cycle, there were 31. By the time I made this video, I added 8 more. That's 39 total. I stopped counting after that. I didn't want to know how high the number would go. The man on screen leaned forward, closer. Here's the part you're not going to believe, but it's the only thing that matters. You never moved into this house. There was no Craigslist listing, no lockbox, no owner out of state. I know you remember it. I remember it too. But it didn't happen. My mouth went dry because I could see the listing in my head. The photos, the address, the price, $700 a month. I could see myself clicking on it. I could see myself driving here. But I couldn't remember where I had come from before that. I couldn't picture the apartment I'd moved out of. I couldn't picture the job I'd lost. I couldn't picture a single person in my life. The man on screen kept talking. I don't know what this place is. I don't know. If there ever was a place before it. I don't know. If we have lives outside of here or if we just think we do. But I know one thing. The house doesn't keep you here. You keep yourself here. Because somewhere, underneath all of it, you already know. And the second you actually accept what you know, it resets, because that's the one thing it can't let you hold on to. He reached toward the camera. Don't open the front door. Whatever you do, don't open it thinking you're going to leave. Because you're not going to leave. You're going to see yourself. The video cut out. Static. Then nothing. I sat on the floor for a long time. Then I walked to the front door. I turned the knob. The door opened. Real cold air. Outside cold. I stepped through. I was standing in the front doorway, looking in. The hallway stretched ahead of me. Wood floors, the clock on the wall, the calendar from 2 years ago. My keys were in my hand. My phone battery was at 4%. There was a man at the end of the hallway, standing in the kitchen doorway, looking back at me. Gray shirt, cracked phone in his hand, eyes like he hadn't slept in days. He raised one hand, not waving, just acknowledging, like you nod at someone you've seen too many times to bother introducing yourself. I nodded back, and I stepped inside.